This video in the Functional Fix series will focus on lower back. I perform each exercise once. I would suggest performing them 3 to 5 times round. Follow the video along for round 1 and have a 2-minute break before completing again. As always, if you feel any pain during, make sure to ease off to the next exercise. As we start, let's ease into things. On all fours, let's perform some cat-cows. This movement is a gentle flow between two positions, extension and flexion. It's great for opening up the spine and the chest and abdominal muscles. Let's perform each exercise for 30 seconds. Of course, if you're tight, take extra time on those areas. This next movement is called tail wags. Bring your heels up and rock side to side, opening up the lower back. Now we've performed 30 seconds. Let's lengthen our legs, drop our hips to the mat, and keep our arms underneath our shoulders. We are now in the cobra position. Rock the shoulders side to side if you like. Squeeze your glutes and press your hips into the mat. If that's too hard, drop down to your elbows. The next movement is a continuation of our cobra stretch. We want to sit back into our heels and stretch through our bent back. Make sure to squeeze your glutes at the end and control the movement throughout. Press your hands into the mat and extend through the chest. Our next movement is fire hydrants. On all fours, suck in your core, lift your chest, then kick your leg back and bring it round to your shoulder. Make sure to keep your lower back nice and stable. Bring your knee as high as possible towards your shoulder. If you can't see, make sure to suck your stomach in as hard as possible as you bring your knee round. Swap legs and we will continue for 30 seconds. Let's move on to thread the needle, a movement that will open up the upper back through rotation. Keep your hips high and pass your hand through your body. Make sure to add some tension with your opposite arm to rotate your upper back. Swapping sides. next movement is the last in the section. Lie face down and extend one arm out to the side. Use the other as a pillow for your chin. We're going to take our opposite foot over and across and open up the hip flexors and lower back. Aim your heel towards your hand to make sure we get a nice stretch for the hip flexor. You won't be able to touch your hand on your heel, but this is where we should be aiming for. Finish there and swap sides. Hopefully we've now loosened off the lower back and we are ready to strengthen the areas surrounding. The first exercise is a glute bridge. Lying on your back with your knees tucked up, bring your heels towards your bum and lift your hips towards the ceiling. Make sure to squeeze your bum and tense your core. To progress, march on the spot as seen in the video. And to progress even further, hold in a single leg position. Let's hold that for 30 seconds in 3, 2, 1 and raise. Take a rest while I demonstrate the next exercise. This exercise is called a dead bug and will focus on the core. As you can see, I am visibly tensing, dropping one leg to the floor at each point. To progress that, let's add an arm and a leg. We want to lower opposite arm and opposite leg to the floor with nice control, pressing our lower back into the ground. And let's start. Next exercise being demonstrated is a side plank with glute raise. Resting on one elbow and one knee, keep your hips flat and tense through the glute. If you want to progress, add in some repetitions by lowering and extending through the glute. Choose your option and perform for 30 seconds on each side. Let's get ready to swap sides, and off we go for the last 30 seconds. Last exercise in the lower back fix series is the back extension. We have two options that add variety in levels of difficulty. The first option will lift opposite arm and opposite leg to the sky. Make sure to tense through your glute and extend through the lower back. The harder option, place your hands on your head and extend both your legs and your chest off the ground. Tense through your glutes and flex through the lower back. Starting in 3, 2, 1. For those performing the strength circuit 3 to 5 times, take a 2-minute break between each strength section and repeat before moving on to flexibility. For those that are just performing it once, follow along as I take you through a routine that can improve your flexibility. During the series of stretches, each will be held for a minute. After 30 seconds, if able, intensify the stretch by the way shown in the video. The first stretch is a pigeon stretch. This will stretch out the muscles in your hip. Bring one leg across your body and straighten the other behind you. Keep your chest nice and tall and push your knee into the ground. Lower to your elbows if you'd like to intensify the stretch.
I gotta kick this thing off. Can I kick it off? 1, 2, 3, 4.
For the next stretch, start in a kneeling position. Tense your bum and pull your hips forward. This will stretch the quads and the hip flexors. By stretching these muscles, we take pressure off our hip girdle, allowing it to sit in a better alignment. This could reduce pain in your lower back. To intensify the stretch, with your opposite hand, grab your foot and pull it towards your bum. Make sure to maintain your ribs in a nice flat position and tense your bum. We are now going to stretch our lower back. From a seated position, tuck one foot in towards the thigh and straighten the other leg out at a 45-degree angle. Grab your toe if possible and raise your hand up to the sky. Make sure to lean across and bend at the lower back. To intensify the stretch, lean over more and grab your toes. We are now going to swap sides. If your knee does not hit the floor, you may want to prop it with a pillow or a jumper. For the last stretch, stay seated and extend both legs out as wide as possible. Lower your chest to the floor, feeling a strong stretch in your hamstrings and lower back. I'm using a kettlebell to add resistance. You may want to do the same with any heavy object.
Check it out.
Thank you all for watching. Hopefully that was helpful. Make sure to stay tuned for more videos in the series.